Hi everyone, this lesson is on the distributive property. The distributive property is numbers within parentheses that can be multiplied by the same factor. So let's take a look at our first problem. We have 2 parentheses 3 plus 5. So there's a few ways you can solve this. The first way is using the order of operations which we've learned in the past. We can do what's in the parentheses first. So 3 plus 5 would be 8. You'd keep the parentheses, the 2 just drops down, and then 2 parentheses 8, or 2 times 8 equals 16. The second way to solve this problem is using the distributive property, what this lesson's about. So, we know with the distributive property, it's the numbers within the parentheses are multiplied by the same factor that are outside the parentheses. So, we're going to have 2 times 3 plus 2 times 5. We know 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 times 5, which is 10. 6 plus 10 is 16. Now let's look at a problem using the distributive property that has a variable in it. So we have 3 parentheses r plus 4, or 3 times r plus 4. So in this problem, I cannot combine what's in the parentheses because I have 2 unlike terms. I have an r and a 4, or a positive 4. I cannot combine those. We don't know what the variable is. We don't know what r is, so I cannot combine them. So I'm forced to use distributive property, or the distributive property, to solve. So what that means, like I said earlier, is we're going to multiply 3 times r and 3 times 4. Three times r is going to give me 3r, and 3 times 4 is going to give me positive 12. So my answer for this one would be 3r plus 12. Okay, for our last problem, we have 2 parentheses a plus 6b plus 1. So this problem looks a little different. We have 3 forms of numbers, variables placed into the parentheses. But again, it may look a little more challenging, but it's really easy. It's the same idea. We can't combine the numbers that are inside the parentheses, so we're going to multiply everything inside by the 2 on the outside. So we're going to have 2 times a, which gives me 2a, 2 times 6b, which is going to give me positive 12b, and then 2 times 1 at the end, which is going to give us positive 2. So our answer is going to be 2a plus 12b plus 2. Again, we cannot combine any of those. They are not like terms. So again, just one thing to keep in mind when you're working with with distributive property is you are multiplying everything on the inside of the parentheses by the number on the outside. Think of it in terms of the mailman. Regardless if the mailman likes you or does not like you, or anybody particularly on his route, he has to deliver mail to everyone. Just like in this problem, the 2 has to multiply everything inside the parentheses by 2. I hope this helps. So I have, 3 parentheses r plus 4. So I can look to see if I can combine things in the parentheses. I have r, which is a variable, plus 4. They're not like terms. We don't know what r is, so I cannot combine them. So I'm going to use distributive property to solve this problem. So I'm going to multiply everything inside the parentheses by 3. So 3 times r, 3 times 4, so 3 times r over here, plus 3 times 4. 3 times r is going to give us 3r, plus 3 times 4 is going to give us 12. And again, I can't combine my like terms. I don't know what r is, so my final answer for this problem would be 3r plus 12. One thing to remember when you're doing distributive property, that factor on the outside, that number, in this problem it's 3, has to multiply each of the numbers or variables that are inside the parentheses. You can't just multiply one and not the other. A silly way to think about this is the 3 is the mailman. The mailman, regardless if he likes you or not, has to deliver mail to everyone on his route. Just like the 3 has to multiply each number inside the parentheses. You can't do one and not the other. Okay, I hope this helps you, and talk to you soon.